Alright, so this will be a lesson on Blind Joe Reynolds' 99 Blues. Now the tuning for this song is quite irregular, so I think probably the best thing to do would just be to copy the tuning that I've got. So starting with the bottom string, all the way to the top. Alright, so this tuning, by the way, is not Vestipole, it's not Spanish. It's got a 1 5 1 5 1 3 kind of structure, so it's a little bit different, but very interesting. So really this song is actually kind of similar to Third Street Woman Blues in kind of the main riff. What he plays while he sings is basically consists of this riff. And then there's a slight solo that he plays, and so for this lesson it can be split into those two sections: what he plays while he sings and the slight solo that he plays. So apologies for the raspy voice that I've got, but I hope it's enough to get through this lesson. So, starting off with this main riff, it goes like this. Third fret of the fourth string, then fourth, sweeping up on the top treble side, then second fret of the third string, and then another sweep, and then just the third string open. Now I'll kind of zoom in on the way that I kind of strum this. Thumb, sweep with the finger, thumb, sweep, and thumb. So, and I'll kind of tag that a little bit, kind of repeat that at the end. Now, he'll kind of vary that. Sometimes he won't actually play this. He'll just go back and forth on this. He'll kind of just open and close the second fret of the third string in the open note. Opening and closing that. And that's kind of really it for the most part. Now on the 4 chord and 5 chord, while he's singing, sometimes he'll actually hit the 4 roots on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then he'll go. So that 4th root again, 5th fret of the 4th string. And then, I believe, if my ears aren't fooling me on the recording, he'll kind of fill it out with some other open strings around this 5th fret of the 4th string. But he won't ever really hold it for that long. Then he'll go straight into this kind of bend, slight bend on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Open, 2nd fret, something like this. And what you heard there is kind of adding in the top string with that bend. that's kind of what he might play on the 4 chord. On the 5 chord, he plays more of a chord shape. I believe like, let's see. This chord shape, open 5th string, 2nd fret of the 4th string, open 3rd string, 2nd fret of the 2nd string, 1st fret of the top string. And by the way, he won't always play this 5 chord on where the 5 chord technically is, but it's just a good thing to know because he'll kind of throw it in sometimes. For the most part though, again, he'll just come back into the main riff. So really that's the main riff and what he might play on the 4 chord and what he might play on the 5 chord. And then for the solo, again, it's quite straightforward, but he'll do something like this. Trying to remember what he might play, but it's kind of starts out like this. Sorry for kind of how rough that was, but so it'll start with a bit of a bend on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, top string, open 2nd string, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, open. Then kind of a similar thing an octave below, 3rd fret of the 4th string to the 4th, open, 2nd fret of the 5th, open back to the 2nd fret. Then to the roots of the 4 chord, 5th fret of the 4th string. They'll kind of do this. So root, bend on about the 3rd fret. Then he'll kind of get out of it and pull off. And then just repeat that. That's the 4 chords. And you can kind of vary it. Any way that you see fit. So and then back to the 1 chord. A little bit of a bass run. So 4th string, 2, 3, 4. Back to open. 2nd fret of the 5th string, open. And then back to the 4th string, open. And then he'll play the 5 chord shape. 2nd fret of the 4th string, open 3rd, 2nd fret of the 2nd string, 1st fret of the top string, open 5th string. And he'll just kind of strum this. And then if I'm not mistaken here, he'll just play another kind of bass run. Similar chord to this. So open 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, to kind of cap it off. So to kind of replace the first time that I attempted to play this solo, I'll try and do it again. My apologies again. So that's roughly the solo that he'll play on this song, 99 Blues. And yeah, so that's the first section and the second section of the song. So hope that helps. Thanks for bearing with my voice. And yeah,